What up, everybody? Power Book 4 Season 2, Episode 8 is titled Dead Reckoning, and the description reads, Tommy makes a bold move to connect CBI directly with the cartel as he hustles to stay ahead of the many adversaries out for his blood. Diamond is forced to make a decision that has dire consequences. This episode title and description is very interesting, and one statement that caught my eye is when it says Tommy hustles to stay ahead of the many adversaries out for his blood. And Joseph Sakura said in a recent interview that Tommy is running out of friends. So could we see Tommy end up in a similar situation that Tariq was in at the end of Book 2, Season 3, when everyone turned on him? Right now, he has Stacy Marks in law enforcement after him, along with Vic Flynn, who is doing his best to play the middle. An old Andre Coleman classic. He has Mirkovic and the Serbs who are out for blood, as well as Jannard and Shanti plotting on him behind his back, who also have the picture of him and Maria they could show Miguel at any time. And Miguel will eventually become Tommy's enemy when he finds out Tommy and Maria are together, and when he finds out Tommy is coming for his spot. And likely that will be sooner than later. All this is happening while his business partner Diamond is giving speeches and playing house. And like I said, the title of this episode definitely got my attention. Dead Reckoning. The word reckoning meaning here, a day or time in the future when people will be forced to deal with an unpleasant situation which they have avoided until now. Getting me to the topic of today's video, 5 things to look for on Force episode 208. Starting off with Tommy meeting Stacy Marks face to face for the first time. We saw the teaser of this scene before season 2 even started. We know that Stacy will tell Tommy that he's been selling a whole lot of drugs in her city. And Tommy will reply that you got to use that word allegedly. My question is, what is Stacy's motive for rolling up on Tommy? We know for sure she's not about to arrest him, and also that she's going to confront him about him and Maria's relationship. Will Stacy try to get Tommy to flip on Miguel? Is this the bold move that Tommy makes to connect him directly with the cartel? It is a possibility, but we already know throughout the history of Power that Tommy hasn't ever snitched. But at the end of the day, Stacy Marks does have leverage on Tommy if she wants to use it. She should be able to arrest him at any time for faking his debt. But we know for sure that Tommy isn't going to jail anytime soon, at least, until after he makes his trip back to New York, which likely won't even happen during season 2. So what is the end game for Stacy Marks? We also know that Stacy has her eyes set on Mare, and that the only reason she's after Tommy and Miguel is because it would be a high-profile case. We also know from the trailer, Stacy will show up at Maria's door harassing her also, and telling her how dangerous Tommy is. I doubt she knows anything about all the murders Tommy has been accused of back in New York, but I was thinking how the cops in NY always do Ghost and Tariq. How they got a whole stack of dead people in pictures, some who they killed, some who they didn't. I always laugh when they show Lakeisha's picture when they talking about who Ghost killed. But if anything, all this is going to do is confirm Maria's feelings for Tommy, because last episode she told Tommy that Miguel is dangerous, and Tommy's reply was, "So am I." Also, what will be the fallout from the Agent Vargas murder? The next thing to be on the lookout for is Claudia Flynn teaming back up with the Serbs and convincing them to go to war with Tommy and CBI. And we know from the trailer that there will also be a major shootout this episode. And for the first time, it looks like Mirkovic is going to go ahead and get his hands dirty himself, leading his troops into the shootout. I've been predicting Mirkovic's death since the beginning of the season, so I might as well stick with it again this week also. One question to ask is, what will happen with the Serbs if Mirkovic is killed? Remember Milan telling Ghost that he is not like Lobos. His organization does not die with him. Milan was the Serbs' New York distro, but his boss was Jason Michik, who was originally stationed in Chicago. The Serbs' boss being stationed in Chicago instead of New York is because Chicago has the biggest Serbian population in the United States of over 300,000. And in Power Season 6, Ghost also killed Jason Michik, leaving Milan's ex Tatiana to run the show in the US. But the main boss from Serbia was Mirkovic, who normally only came to the US on a need-to basis. But after Tommy killed Tatiana, he showed up to the States to get things back under control, getting us to where we are at now. Getting me to the next thing to be on the lookout for, and that is, what is Gennard and Shanti's next move in their plan to take over CBI? And will they show the picture of Tommy and Maria to Miguel? Shanti's plan is to wait until the cow is fat and then go in for the kill. This would be at the time when Tommy and CBI cut off Miguel and connect directly with Che, having the whole city on lock. This is why Shanti told Gennard in episode 7, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Getting me to the next thing to be on the lookout for, and that is Tommy cutting out the middleman, Miguel, and the Insane Prince crew, and working directly with Che and the Estrada cartel. Have Tommy and CBI finally built the train that can't be stopped after connecting with the DSDs. Also, keep in mind that Mirkovic mentioned the name Tommy Egan to Che. This might be a name that Che recognizes depending if the Estrada cartel was rivals with Lobos or the Jimenez. Because at one point in time after Lobos was killed, the Jimenez controlled the entire border. And because Tommy and Ghost are responsible for taking out Lobos and the Jimenez, the Estrada cartel might be where they are today because of those moves. And either though they blamed the Lobos kill on the Jimenez, keep in mind that Mecca knew that it was Tommy and Ghost. I also made a video during Ghost Season 3, who does Noma work for? Is Noma connected to the Estrada cartel? And could we see her meet Tommy at some point this season? And that's how he knew where to find Tariq when he came to New York in Season 3. And the final thing to be on the lookout for is the decision that Diamond is forced to make that will have dire consequences. A whole lot of people think that Leon is about to get killed, causing Diamond to either get out the game or turn back into a savage. I've already made a video discussing this and Tommy connecting directly to Che. I'll put a link to both in the description. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.